Hi, welcome to Hatha Flow. My name is Katherine. I suggest you getting a block if you think you need one, maybe strap too if you have a hard time interlacing your fingers behind your back. That's always helpful. Today we're going to be playing around with a little bit of crow. Now, I want you to watch your mind as we go through this practice. If there's something that you feel like maybe you're not sure if you can do or not, explore, is there some modification that you can do to the practice in order to gain some benefit from it, even if it's just watching your mind as maybe you set it out. I mean, it's not going to be a hard practice. So to begin, let's come on down to our backs, coming into constructive rest, feet on the floor, thighs together. Hands can rest on your belly or your heart, maybe both, and just checking in with how you're doing, what sensations you're feeling in your body. What types of thoughts are you thinking? What's the rhythm of your breath like? And then welcoming yourself to your practice. Welcome. Put your eyes open, walk your feet towards each other on the mat, and then draw the knees into the chest. Swing the knees open, soles of the feet will touch. And then you're going to reach through the legs and either grab a hold of the ankles, pulling them towards your groin, or maybe you may interlace the fingers around the outer edges of the feet, knees swinging apart. I like to call this like floating cobbler's pose. Taking a few big belly breaths. And then releasing the feet to the floor. Setting up for bridge, arms alongside the body. As you inhale, push your feet down, lift your hips and arms up, and then back overhead. Pause here for a round of breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, lowering the hips, lowering the arms. Bring your arms straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to spread your fingers wide and imagine you're pressing your hands into the ceiling. And then I'd like you to draw your right knee towards your outer right arm. And then you're going to kind of hug that right inner knee into the outer arm. You're kind of like in a half crow prep, just feeling the way your core is working here. One more round of breath here. And then exhale, release right foot to the floor, arms alongside the body. On an inhale, lift up into bridge once again. Gaze at the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. Stay here for a round of breath, pushing into bridge, all corners of the feet into the floor. With your next exhale, hips to the mat, arms alongside the body. Once again, arms straight up. We're going to do that crow prep. So spread those fingers. You're pressing the palms into the ceiling. And now left knee draws towards chest, and you're having it to the outside. It presses to the outside of the left arm. Pushing those hands into the ceiling, spreading those fingers wide. We'll take one more round of breath here. Low tummy's pulling in here. With an exhale, release. Feet to the floor, arms alongside the body. The inhale takes you back into that bridge we've been doing. Push the feet down, lift the arms up and back behind you.
Rounded breath here, thighs parallel, all four corners of the feet into the mat. When the next exhale arrives, release the hips back to the mat, arms alongside the body. Now we're going to do the full crow. Arms straight up, spread those fingers. On an exhale, drawing the knees into the chest, they part. You're hugging into the straightened arms. So the inner knee is pressing into those arms. The arms are pressing back. You're using the muscle of your inner thigh. The tummy's drawing in, pushing those arms into the ceiling. One more round of breath like this. Exhale, release the feet to the floor, arms alongside the body. On the next inhale, let's come back into that bridge. Inhale, sweep up. Pausing here for a round of breath. Maybe one more inhale, get a little higher. Exhale, release the hips down, arms alongside the body. Go ahead and roll over onto your hands and knees. Let's do a little cat-cow. Inhaling, lifting head and tail. Exhaling, rounding the back, dropping the head. Twice more like that. Spread those fingers nice and wide, pressing the base of each finger into the mat. One more inhale into cow, broad chest. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward dog. We'll be here for a few breaths. Feel free to pedal your feet if you like that. Maybe stillness is where it's at for you right now. Pressing the hands and the feet equally into the floor as you lift the hip creases towards the sky. You can play around with keeping your head lifted or just drop it. What feels really helpful to your body and breath right now? One more round of breath. And then walking the feet forward into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. With an inhale, stand up, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Let's do a couple half sun salutations. On an inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a round of breath. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. This time, step your left foot back, coming into a high lunge. When the inhale arrives, you're going to reach your arms up. The exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor, step back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward. Let's go on to hands and knees. And exhale, round into cat pose, rounding the back. Inhale, cow pose, broad chest.
I'm just gonna go through some modified sun salutations. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step your left foot through, coming into high lunge with the inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the back foot forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together at heart. Take a round of breath. So we'll flow through a few sun salutations, variations of sun salutations. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Half forward fold on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step the right foot back. Let's come back up into that high lunge as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, dog. And we'll move into the cat-cow. So inhale, come forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, cat pose, round your back. Inhale, cow pose, broad chest. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg back and up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step right foot forward, come to a high lunge on your inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor, step left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Stand up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Round of breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, left foot steps back. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward dog. This time, either inhale, come forward into plank, and then cat-cow, or exhale, come down to your belly. Inhale, little baby cobra. Then exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Pause here. On your exhale, I want you to come forward till your shoulders are over your wrists, and you're going to draw your left knee to the outside of the left arm. Next exhale, come forward. You're in a plank pose, left inner knee to outside of left arm. Inhale, reach left leg back and up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, this time land it. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor, step right foot forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a few rounds of breath. With an inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, step your right foot back behind you. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, downward dog. Now you're welcome to either stay in down dog, go through cat-cow, or come down to the belly and come into cobra, your choice. Flowing with the inhale. Exhale to the floor if you chose to do that. And the inhale is the back bend. As you're ready, exhale. We meet in downward dog. Take a round of breath or two.
Okay, same thing we did on the other side. We're going to lift that right leg back and up. Inhale. On an exhale, drawing right knee to outside of right arm. Inhale, right leg back and up, back through three-legged dog. Now exhale, step it on through, high lunge. Reach for the sky on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Couple rounds of breath here. Good. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And I'd like you to circle the elbows down, forward, up, back, behind. As you do this, we're doing those big circles with the elbows. As the elbows come forward, see how close you can get to them together. Maybe they touch. As they come up and back, try to get the backs of your hands to touch. That's the direction we're moving, but of course, we don't all have the same range of motion. So one more circle this direction, and then we'll go the opposite direction. Linking it with the breath, the inhale, circle back and up. The exhale, circle forward and down. Last one. Good, and then release the arms down. Push the shoulders forward, up to the ears, and then draw them back behind you. Moving the scapula together onto the back, flattening it down. And then see if you can relax the tops of the shoulders a little bit so that the shoulders are released away from the ears, even though you're bringing the scapula together. From here, either interlace your fingers, find a belt, if not, and then start to maybe straighten the elbows as we stretch the chest. If you feel like your head's jetting forward quite a bit, explore what it would be like to move the head back in space while keeping the throat open, chin slightly down. We'll take 2 more rounds of breath here. And then exhaling, release. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back behind you. Warrior 2. Cartwheel those arms up. Bending right knee over heel. See if you can get in touch with the internal spiral of that left thigh. That's the back one. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, head turns to look over right hand. Feeling the strength of the legs, maybe sinking a little lower. You want to be able to see the big right toe of your foot, right? So sometimes if that right knee crumbles forward quite a bit, the big toe gets hidden. So make sure that knee's opening enough. External rotation of the right thigh bone. And then let's do a reverse warrior. Exhale completely. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Keep that right knee bent. Let's pause here for 2 more breaths. Triangle pose. Straightening the right leg. Fingertips come to the floor, a block. Maybe they tickle your right shin. Extending your top hip away from your heart. You can gaze forward, you can gaze to the ceiling. Got about 2 more breaths here. Good. Bend your right knee. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. This time, I'd like you to step your left foot forward. Coming back into that forward fold. Turn your toes out, bend your knees, coming into a squat. So your heels may or may not be on the floor. It's a little bit easier if the heels are off the floor. And then bringing the palms together in front of your heart, pressing the elbows in to the inner thighs to help them swing open. Sometimes for some people, like stuffing a blanket behind the heels or underneath the heels is really nice here. Let's take one more round of breath. On an inhale, standing up, sweep your arms out to the sides, inhaling, sweep out and up. Good. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Turn your toes forward. Mountain pose, take a round of breath. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, preparing for warrior two. Cartwheel those arms up. I'm spiraling my inner right thigh in. And I'm just going to turn around. Don't want to have my back to the camera. Okay. Arms open wide. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your head. Exhale, head turns to the left. Imagine your middle fingers, like feel the connection between your middle fingers, your arm bones, and your collarbones. Like as you reach the arms away, the collarbones broaden. Stay low here, keep that left knee bent. Reverse warrior. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Pausing here for a few rounds of breath. Keep that left knee bent. Make sure your left knee is still swinging open. One more round of breath. And then we'll cartwheel the arms down to the floor. Step your right foot forward. Let's come back into that squat. Taking the feet about hips width distance. Toes are turning out. Knees bend. Heels may or may not be on the floor. Right, and so, maybe you just approximate kind of this pose in some way. Even come into cobbler's pose if this doesn't feel like a good fit for your body. Sticking with it, staying with the breath, staying present. About 2 more rounds of breath here. With an inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Turn your toes forward, mountain pose. Take a round of breath. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Extend that spine. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back behind you. Oh, step your left foot back behind you, preparing for a warrior one pose. So left heel to the floor, right knee bends. And just check out your warrior one position. You want your feet about hips width distance east and west on your mat, squaring hips and shoulders to face the front edge of your mat. Just take one more round of breath here. On an exhale, release your arms down, interlace your fingers, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back. But just like we were practicing earlier, we're broadening the chest by flattening the shoulder blades down the back away from the ears. And then from here, humble warrior. So your right shoulder comes to the inside of the right knee. Make sure the right knee stays over that right heel. Nice and broad in that chest. Maybe the elbows stay bent. That's totally cool. You might need to grab a strap. One more round of breath here. With an exhale, release the hands to the mat. Step back, downward dog. Couple rounds of breath here, noticing the sensations in the legs. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Pause here. Spreading those fingers, feeling yourself connect to the planet through the hands. When your exhale arrives, just make it to the floor somehow. Come on down. Arms alongside the body. We're going to do locust pose. On an inhale, lift your arms and legs. Peeling that heart open, flatten the shoulder blades onto the back. One more round of breath here. Exhale, release your body to the floor, left cheek to the mat. Take a round of breath to relax. And then hands come on either side of the ribs, preparing for a cobra pose. Now this cobra pose, please just use your back muscles to come up. So it's a baby cobra. You want to strengthen the glutes and the back muscles with this posture. Press the feet down, lift the chest and the head. And then just to make sure you're using just your back muscles, lift your hands, no hands. Feel your breath. With the next exhale, release your body to the floor, bring your right cheek to the mat. Take a round of breath to relax. And then place the hands under the shoulders, press back into downward dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Let's come into warrior one. Left knee's bent. Reach those arms up. Squaring hips and shoulders the best you can towards the front of the mat. Sometimes there's a tendency to roll to the inside of the back foot. Can you put a little more weight in the outer edge of your back foot? One more inhale here. Exhale, release the arms down, soften the shoulders, and then find your bind. Maybe you use a strap, maybe you interlace the fingers. A humble warrior. Left shoulder comes to inside of the left thigh. Nice and strong in those legs. On your next exhale, release the hands to the mat. Let's step back to downward dog now. So go ahead and step back. Let's take a round of breath here. Right leg back and up. Inhale, three-legged dog. With an exhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward. Let's come into that squat once again. Bend those knees.
Now, options here, you can either just stay in the squat, or if you would like to play around with some crow pose, you'll place your hands on the mat. Let me see if you can see this okay.
I'm gonna move this over here. Okay.
For crow pose, you're in the squat. You're going to place your hands on the mat in front of you, like almost so that, the hands are in front of the shoulders, almost like you're doing downward dog with your arms here. Spread those fingers really wide. You want to have as much surface area to bear the weight of your body as you can. And then as you're ready, you lean over on to the outer upper arms. So I bend my elbows. I'm not able to straighten my elbows completely. So that's a nice place to start if you too are no crow pro. Okay, bending the elbows, squeezing the inner thighs to the outer arms, squeeze them, squeeze them. Maybe you just play around. Maybe you start to lift the legs. You want to get those inner knees high up the arms as you can. You can do that a few more times. Come on, crow pro. Ah, ha, 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 ha. So, and then when you've had enough, you'll go ahead and come back through downward dog. Little exhale here. Inhale, come forward to plank. And then exhale, lowering onto the belly. Locust pose. Inhale, lift the arms and legs. Shoulder blades flatten on the back. One more round of breath here. Feel the back body work. Exhale, return to the floor. Hands on either side of ribs or chest rather. Prepare for cobra. Inhale. Round of breath here. Exhale, melt back to the floor. And then prop yourself up into Sphinx. Elbows are under shoulders. Pressing those elbows down, spreading those fingers. So we're going to do a Tibetan yoga pose I really like. It's quite challenging, but I feel like it's really rich with benefits. We're going to keep our legs straight the entire time in this Sphinx position. And so it's called peacock. You're going to lift your straightened right leg in your mouth. So the desire may be to bend the knee to get it a little higher. Don't do it. You're working that right glute. Hopefully feeling a nice stretch across the front of the right thigh. So I'm guessing that the lifted right leg is the peacock tail. Maybe that's it. Keep pressing the elbows into the floor. Keep lifting your heart. It's almost like you're gluing your forearms to the floor and then trying to drag them back to peel your heart open. One more round of breath. Good, relax that right leg to the planet. Second side, lift that straightened left leg while continuing to press those elbows down, lifting the heart. Keep breathing. One more round of breath. Exhale, release to the planet. Let's come to crocodile. Stack those hands, rest the forehead on those hands. Wiggle your feet a little wider and shimmy your hips, releasing any tension that might have accumulated in your back, your face, your jaw. Nice, and then slowly come on up and have a seat on your bum. If your hamstrings are really tight, please grab a blanket and prop your hips up on the blanket. You can even actually roll up your mat and sit on the edge of it. I can demo that. So you're going to sit on a rolled up mat if you need. There that is. Okay. So your hips are just a smidgen higher. And then Kranchasana. So left knee stays bent. You're going to grab a hold of your right foot. The reason why I'm having you sit up on something is I want you to have a broad chest. That's where you can really hopefully feel the most benefits from this pose. You're going to start to extend the right leg forward. Ooh, maybe this would be a better view right here. Okay. Extending right leg forward. You can hold on to both sides of the foot. Now see, look at maybe your right knee is bent. Totally cool, totally fine. You're going to be feeling sensations in that leg still. Maybe you straighten the leg, lift the chest. Leaning maybe a little more onto that right hip if it's gotten kind of light. We're going to pass the foot off to the left hand. Now you have choices. You can either bring the big toe into your peace fingers of your left hand, or maybe I like to bring my left hand to the outside of the left foot. That feels pretty good. And then I float my foot off to the left. And then my right arm walks behind me. Let me see if I can, like so. And I'm leaning on that right hip. I'm trying to get as broad in my chest as I can here. Some folks like to, you can reach that right arm back behind, coming into a mudra, lifting the heart, gazing over the right hand. And with an exhale, let's come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So right foot comes to outside of the left knee. Get nice and tall. And then the left arm reaches up towards the sky, even more lengthen that left side waist. With an exhale, right hand behind, coming into your Ardha Matsyendrasana. Options here, the left elbow could be on the outside of the knee, or maybe you hug that knee, that feels good. Keep lifting your heart vertically away from your navel, head turning to right. I'm trying to lift and lengthen the left side of your trunk. Last breath. You go ahead and untwist. Maybe a little counter twist if you like that. Untangle the legs. If you're sitting on something, come off it for a moment. And we'll just do a little boat before we do the second side. So options for boat, hugging thighs together, arms parallel to the floor, maybe toes just touch down. Maybe you lift the shins to be parallel to the floor. Let's take one more round of breath. And then second side. So right knee bends, you hop back up on whatever you're sitting on. Grab a hold of the left foot. This is a better view. Okay, grab a hold of the left foot and then extending the left foot forward. So Kranchasana, second side. It's like a Kranchasana variation. Keep the heart lifted, broad chest. Totally okay if that left knee has to bend. And this is where a strap might come in handy as well. I know that sometimes when I'm in particular moods, if it feels like something can feel like kind of hard, or it feels like there's some aspect of something that I'm not good at or I can't do, I can get a little binary and be like, I can't do this, I give up, I want to turn this video off, or I want to, XYZ, I'm gonna walk away. And just seeing how can you stay flexible? How can you stay with things? How can you adjust and adapt? Is so important. The yoga of the mind. Okay, and then we'll come into the revolved crunchasana. So maybe peace fingers of your right hand grab the big toe, or maybe you want to grab the outer edge of that left foot. Stay heavy in your left hip as you swing the foot across the body. Left hand to the floor, head turning to the left, or maybe you'd like to take a mudra, like to do the ring finger to the thumb finger. In Tibetan yoga, they say that the ring finger is connected to your heart chakra. Continue to lift. Please don't collapse down. Speaking of heart, don't collapse in the heart. One more round of breath. Moving towards Ardha Matsyendrasana. So left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Get nice and tall for a moment. Hug those legs. And then right arm reaches up towards the sky, nice and long right side. Exhale, left hand behind you. Come into your twist. As you remain in this twist, breathing nice and steady, can you let the lever of your arm help draw the right shoulder away from that right ear? Continuing to lift the heart vertically. One more round of breath. Good, and then untangle. Rather, don't untangle just yet. If you want to do a little counter twist, go ahead. And then you can untangle the legs. Please unroll your mat if you've rolled it up. We'll come to Paschimottanasana. You're going to keep those legs out in front of you. Oh, this might be another place you might want to sit up on something. So I know I just said to unroll your mat. You might want to roll your mat up again, maybe. Or maybe your hamstrings are like super long by now. Who knows? Okay. Reach through the heels. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Hands land where they may. Maybe on the shins, maybe on the feet. You're welcome to grab a belt. Once again, I'd like you to work on keeping a broad chest. So it's almost like if there's absolutely a place for like rounding here, but for what we're doing right now, if you could be broad in the chest, that would be really great. Like, and you imagine that maybe there's like a ruler from your sacrum to the crown of your, or the back of your head rather, and you're nice and open here. Letting the sensations run into the hamstrings. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale. If you want to round here and aim out, let your head drop. Please go ahead and do that for a round of breath. Keep active in the feet.
And then inhale, come on up. Moving towards Shavasana or relaxation pose. If you would prefer to meditate or sit up for like 2 minutes, you can do that. If you want to come into relaxation pose, you'll just lay on down, get yourself comfortable. Walking the shoulder blades together and down the back if you're flat on the floor. Wiggling the muscles of the face, just to ensure that they're releasing and letting go. And now scan through the body, starting from the crown of the head, moving down through the neck, shoulders, just looking for anywhere you may be trying to hold yourself up away from the floor. No need for using energy. Now you're just simply receiving energy from your practice, you're receiving energy from the planet. No more spending energy. This is your time to open. Noticing the arms, the hands, the chest, the belly. Hips, glutes, thighs, calves, feet. Letting the tissue open and be receptive. The breath open and be receptive. Shavasana. Deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Interlacing your fingers in front of you, rotate your palms towards the sky. stretching out the palms. And then with an inhale, sweep the arms overhead, taking a big morning stretch. And then as you're ready, collecting the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Rolling to one side, coming on up to a comfortable seat of your choice. We'll bring our palms together in front of our heart. Just noticing the effects of your yoga practice today on your body, your mind, your breath. And if you were able to cultivate any benefits from your practice today, I encourage you to think of someone special, maybe someone who could use a little bit more relaxation or strength. See them clearly. And we'll dedicate our practice. We'll send out the benefits on an exhale. Take a big breath in, gather it up, send it out. See them feeling good, smiling. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.